Hello everyone, welcome. This is part 3 of my color along out of Mythographic Menagerie. So here's the cover of this one by Fabianaattanasio. This may be the final part. We will see how far we get. I'm gonna start with the background. So there are some of you that have requested the colors, and I know I forgot to put them down below. So my background colors are going to be, in no specific order, cream, sunburst yellow, salmon pink, deco peach, cream, and magenta. So I'm taking a lighter version of these colors and I'm going to kind of fade it out from a nice light yellow to a darker pink up in the corners. So it kind of looks like this is the sun. So I'm kind of playing off that sunflower name, making it the sun of the page, so it's early morning kind of thing. So those are my background colors. My trees are going to be dark umber, goldenrod, and dark brown. My giraffe is going to be cream, jasmine, yellow ochre, burnt ochre, and dark umber. And then my leaves, I'm thinking, are going to be lime peel and sunburst yellow with maybe a Prussian green center. So those are the colors you'll need for this video. Also, if we make it that far, these mushrooms down here will be probably a magenta to orange blend. I don't want them to look exactly like this, but I do want to stick with the pink and orange. I don't want to bring any red or anything like that in on this one. So I am going to zoom in a little bit. So I am going to start with the background. And my background, my darkest color is going to be magenta. So what I'm going to do is I kind of want to keep this nice circle shape I have going, but I want to mark where my magenta is coming in at. So I'm going to do it in, and I can adjust this as I bring my other colors in, but this is more for, I guess, my personal preference. Usually I just start and I build out in equal segments, but I do want to make sure that I have enough of this pink in here to show up. So that's why I'm putting my pink in first. And I won't build all the way backwards. I will come in and start with the cream. Been so rainy here. I think everybody is crabby from being trapped in. Hasn't been the warmest summer here yet. It's actually snowed where we are. We've had some snow on top of our flooding. So I think like cats and kids alike are getting a little bit restless. Okay. So that's how I'm going to bring in my pink. And again, I'm just going to bring a little, and if this isn't looking right when I get my other colors in, I can adjust it. But I do want to have enough pink in there to make sure it shows up. So what I'm going to do with my cream is I'm going to come around my flower. And just like a sun, it's going to be lightest where it's brightest. So I'm putting my lightest around the flower to give it a nice glow look. I do want to keep it somewhat even all the way around. And it is kind of hard to see with the cream. So I'm just going to do the best I can here. Just a little bit further than the petals stick out. The tallest petals here is all I'm trying to go for. I want to make sure I get all the way down at the bottom so my glow goes all the way around. If you have any pink or purple outside of your flowers, you may want to erase it out best you can, mainly so it doesn't smear into your yellow. This is also why I said I put my trees in last, but I wanted to show you what my tree was going to look like. I was going to have it in last video and forgot, but that brown sometimes gets on your background. So it's easier to erase that out if you put your background in first. On the topic of whether I do backgrounds first or last on a page. It really depends on the medium, how much detail I'm putting in the background. And again, if I'm going to have these darker colors or anything that could smear into my background or anything like that. So I don't really have a preference or a, I don't always do it first or last. It just kind of depends on what works best for the page. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of peek at this without the glare and make sure I like that look all the way around. Okay, our next color is going to be the Sunburst Yellow, and actually I'm going to add a tiny dot of Canary just to help that blend. So I'm not going to do like a whole thick layer of the Canary. But jumping from cream to Sunburst Yellow is quite a jump. So, and this yellow is now far enough from the yellow on the tips of my flowers that it shouldn't blend at all. Okay, so now we have a nice, again, trying to keep the circle. And if you have a protractor, you can sketch these out, or if you're that into it. Okay. Then we're going to grab our Sunburst Yellow. And I don't know if all the colors I have in my background will fit necessarily, but I did kind of plan them out to fade into a pink so that they would match the flower. So again, light layers, not blending or anything just yet, just the planning phase. It's a little tricky to keep the circular look as you go around the flower here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of double look and make sure that that looks how I want it to. I'm going to get up here. Okay. After Sunburst Yellow comes my Salmon Pink. These flowers right here, I'm going to do magenta and purple as well, kind of like the insides of these. These I forgot to do, but they will be the same green. I think if I have covered about everything, so I should be able to finish this in 3 parts possibly. This background is definitely what will take me the longest. And once I show you how I get all the colors in, I will kind of pause it to blend it out some so that it doesn't take as long. The main thing is light layers, so don't come in hard, don't try to fill in all your white, and leave a fuzzy edge for your next color to blend into. Again, I went with a warm color palette on this one because I wanted a nice kind of morning warm sun safari feel. So I am not putting any cold blues or anything like that in here. And I picked my colors. I picked my flower first and then kind of built off of that. Deco Peach is my next one. And it is going to look a little stripy until I go back on my second layer. Now I have pink and then the magenta, so I want to make sure that works out. So the magenta I'm really only keeping up in the corners, so the rest of this will be filled in with pink and this color, which kind of looks like I skipped this section here with salmon, so we're going to come back and fix that a little bit, no worries. Another good reason that we come in light at first. It's easier to add than to take away. Okay, pink is our next color. And again, we're going to work that right in with our magenta. So I don't want to go super harsh green on these leaves up here, because I feel like that'll distract from my pretty pink background. So I am going to go for a more lighter greeny yellow look on the leaves. So this I'm going to fill in pink. And again, I will just kind of show you how I blend out part of this, and then I'm looking a little uneven, so I'm going to try to fix that up a little as I go here. So I did bring this pink down the side a little, so I'm going to carry that over to this side. I don't think that's a leaf right there. Okay, so then I'm going to go back to my Deco Peach for a minute and kind of fill in up here. Okay, and this is my salmon. I'm just going to bring up a little further because I feel like I'm a little uneven. Okay. So here's our super wild looking background so far. So I'm going to blend out this little section over here with you, and then I will kind of pause and do the rest, so you don't have to watch the whole blending process. So I'm going to go over the top of the canary yellow and my cream with this one, with cream. Blend those nicely together. Okay, now I'm going to bring in that canary. I'm going to go a little over my sunburst yellow. And this does kind of work better to do this blending in small sections than try to go around and do the whole thing at once anyway. So, sunburst yellow. So black back blending over that canary yellow a little bit. Okay, our salmon pink. Okay, our Deco Peach. And I am a little heavy-handed, so if you are lighter pressure, it may take you more layers, but I am a little on the heavy-handed side. And I think I actually am going to add a tiny touch of magenta just down here in the corners to pull it all together. And then of course I will come back over, blend out any rough spots one more time. So there is how one side of our sky will look. And then I will do that to the other side as well. Okay, I feel like that looks pretty good. So let's quickly hop over and do this tree. Let's leave those colors so I have them. Again, dark umber is going to be my darkest color, dark brown, and goldenrod. So all I did was pick the spots that I want to be dark, and I colored them in with my dark umber, or whatever brown combination you choose. I have to remember I have a lot of colors kind of going on with my blends. You know, I've got like 5 colors just in my petals, my rocks and my moss. So I didn't want to bring too much into my tree. So if you want to get really into it, you can add tons of shades of colors and blends and imperfections and all that good stuff. But I want to try to draw my focus into here, not out here. Sorry about all the noisy cars. It is 11:30. I thought it would be a little quieter. If it ain't kids, it's cars and animals outside. Okay, so I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to take my dark brown, and everywhere I put that, pardon the noise, I don't sharpen to super sharp tips if I'm not doing fine detailed spaces, because again, I'm a little heavy-handed and I will just break them, and I will burn through my pencils doing that. So okay, so kind of coloring all the way out to these leaves here. And then we're going to take that goldenrod, and I apologize that mine is super small. Goldenrod, when I go out of town, goldenrod, lime peel, and burnt ochre are the ones I tend to try to buy open stock. I don't buy a whole lot open stock because as much Prismacolor as I use, it's just more cost effective for me to buy a set. Or the little sets when they're on sale for 10 bucks or so. But I do usually grab a couple of those because I burn through those colors quickly. And if you feel like you've missed any spots, I encourage you to go ahead and cover it in your goldenrod anyway. Now, if you are a base layer, which means you put your goldenrod down first, you can do that, but be aware that it will lighten your dark umber, so you won't have as dark and contrasty if you put it down first. But if you missed anywhere, you can put your goldenrod down and then come back with your dark brown, and it won't be as dark, but it will still tint that goldenrod a little and add a nice kind of blended. I mean, it's a tree, so we can have some rough spots, but it just really helps kind of bring those colors together. Along the edge here. So there is my tree. Let's play with a couple leaves. So again, I'm going to go lime peel and sunburst. And then I'm going to put a dark on after. So I'm going to go lime peel in the middle, sunburst on the edges. And then if I feel like it needs one more, I will take my Prussian green. You can also use dark green or grass green's probably not dark enough, but and then I will just lightly shade in some of these lines with that after. So those will be all my leaves. I will switch it up. Some will be a little more yellow, some will be a little more green, some will be edges like that, some will be tips. I will also shade around this one so it gives a nice little shadow effect. Yeah, that's going to be my leaves here. So if I wanted to, I could kind of come in and randomize, do all my lime peel first, all my sunburst yellow. And again, this isn't adding any new colors because we have sunburst and lime peel down here. So we're not adding colors, making it any more chaotic. But they don't look the same, so that doesn't look like our moss is now growing on our tree. Almost did that backwards. And you can see where I skipped a part of my sky. But I will go ahead and finish up my leaves. And I did not get to my giraffe in this video. I do not color as fast as I think I do when I make these plans. So there will be one more part. They should come up fairly close together because I'm going to just go ahead and record it right after this one of the giraffe and final touches. So it may not even be a full half-hour video. I apologize, I would stitch them together, but for some reason my phone does not really like to do anything too much longer than a half hour for some reason. I even got a new phone thinking that would help. And not so much. And I would really hate to color it and then it not upload and not be able to color it again and then nobody be able to see how to do the giraffe. So I do think I want to make this one a little more green so it doesn't blend in with the flower too much. So there are my leaves. So I'm going to quickly finish up these leaves in the background, and then I'm going to go ahead and record the next part. And this one will be finished for Mythographic of the Month Club. Also keep an eye out for the deep blue flip through, the new Mythographic out, because I did do a flip through of it, and you may have seen a flip, but I need to know if we want to do deep blue next month or Dream Garden. I know not everyone may have their book yet, or might not have their book yet for deep blue, but I really like the saloon page in that one. Excuse me. Alright, so we pull out. So there is our page so far. Again, there will be one more part. I tried. Questions, comments, requests, anything like that, please let me know. And I hope to see you for part 4. Thanks for watching.